Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here I would like to present a research entitled Developing HOTS-based Pythagorean Theorem Questions in Mathematics Learning at SMP Negeri 1 Gadingrejo that is presented by me, Noerhasmalina, and in collaboration with my friends or my colleagues, Nur Mitasari. Okay, for the next slide, I would like to have introduction. Okay, innovation to promote mathematical instruction in terms of the question used to assess students' mathematical ability is critical. Because any school will undoubtedly participate in contests or science Olympiads at the regional, state, and national levels. As a result, HOTS or higher order thinking skill focused on mathematical questions must begin to be learned to facilitate these tasks. HOTS is a high-level thinking skill that involves analyzing, reflecting, representing arguments or reason, applying concepts to various contexts, composing, and creating. HOTS allows students to visualize themselves solving mathematical problems based on principles and ideas that are then created to achieve the desired outcomes. Although the problems in HOTS are not always ordinary, they are still based on mathematical principles and concepts. HOTS-based problem may also encompass nearly all of the contents of the mathematics. HOTS-based question requires students to first transfer information from one context to another, second process and applying information, analyze the relationship between different information, and the fourth is use information to solve the problem, and the last is critically study or analyze ideas and information. Tips for compiling HOTS-based question. The first is use real word context. And second, give questions related to visual analysis. And the third is ask the reason for the answer given. The step for preparing HOTS-based question. The first is analyzing basic competence of HOTS-based questions. And the second, developing blueprint of question. The third is choosing an interesting and contextual stimulus. The fourth, writing question in items in accordance with the question's blueprint. And the last is creating scoring guidelines or rubrics or answer keys. And the blueprint of HOTS-based question aims to assist teachers in writing HOTS items. The first is analyzing basic competence on HOTS-based question. And the second, selecting subject matter related to basic competencies to be tested. And the third is formulating questions indicators. And the last is determine the cognitive level. So, what is the difference between HOTS-based and non-HOTS-based questions? Here is the example of HOTS-based questions and non-HOTS-based question. As you can see in the slide, in HOTS-based question, use the real-world situation and there is a problem to be solved. And non-HOTS-based question is directly asked what being implied on the picture. And here is the indicators. Okay, the type of research that is used in this research is any research that is according to Pythagorean, which is commonly known as the 4D development model. Here are the stages of 4D development model, but the research doesn't reach this stage of dissemination. Discussion. Okay, in the stage of divine, we can see third stage. The first is mathematical question used as SMP 1 Gadingrejo have not yet referred to the analysis stage. And the second, majority of students of SMP 1 Gadingrejo are skilled, creative, and like challenges. The third mathematical question that is often used in junior high school Olympiad is the Pythagorean Theorem. And the design, including fourth thing, the instrument compiled at this stage is an expert assessment instrument, namely material expert. The use test is based on HOTS. The arrangement of item in this development in the form of essay. And here is the example of the questions. And then the third is in the development stage, we can see the expert judgment. At this stage, we hired two expert judgment to assess the material aspect That is Robia Astuti MPD and Yasim Pen SPD. And based on the two experts, it was concluded that this is feasible to use. And here is the validity result. Here is the difficulty level result. And here is the distinguishes power result. And this is the result of the analysis per item result. And okay, the reliability test was carried out using the formula alpha conda, and the results showed that the question instrument was reliable with a reliability value of 0.928. Based on the expert assessment, namely material expert and field trials, including the validity of the question instrument, the level of difficulty, and distinguishing power and reliability, the HOTS-based question instrument is suitable for use in mathematical learning on the Pythagorean theorem material. That's all my presentations. I think that the result of the research will contribute as much as for the learning the insight of learning mathematics. We can find a new way for learning mathematics more enjoyable. Thank you for your participation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.